Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be continuing our DVWA series, particularly file inclusion at a low security level. Though the level itself is easy to complete, I'd like to demonstrate a variety of very important and useful skills, because this vulnerability is very essential for web application. As you can see over here, LFI, of course, file inclusion vulnerabilities happen two ways. One is remote file inclusion, and another is local file inclusion. And both vulnerabilities allow an attacker to do some malicious actions. For example, like read files on the victim machine. So this is worth our more detailed research. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. So now let's head over to Kali Linux to start. First of all, we need to set the security level to low and submit. Make sure we stay at the low security level in this video. Next, we need to jump to file inclusion module. Here, there are some texts highlighted in red color. So this lab relies on the PHP include and require functions, being able to include content from remote hosts. As this is a security risk, PHP have deprecated this in version 7.4, and it will be removed completely in future version. If the lab is not working correctly for you, check your PHP version and roll back to version 7.4 if you're on a newer version which has lost the feature. And also the application is telling us we are running PHP version at 8.4.16. However, we are testing local file inclusion vulnerability. So the version will not affect our, penetration or demonstration. Okay. So here, how to do? As you can see, this module or this function allow us to include different functions like a file, file one, and we can get the content of this file, the file one. If we go back and include the second file, and we get this content of the second file. Similarly, we can retrieve the content of a third file. Okay, because here in the address bar of a browser, it's very easy to support the pattern of URL, and so it's very easy for us to know possibly this application is vulnerable to file inclusion attack. Okay, although in real engagement it's not so easy as this. Okay, so how to do? And we can test. So how to test local file inclusion vulnerability? We can use different techniques, for example, like Burp Suite. And we can use Burp Suite, particularly repeater module of Burp Suite, to test different payload to see whether we can retrieve content of specific file. Okay, and also we can use the terminal command, for example, like a Q. But sometimes we need to configure the cookie, otherwise we cannot access specific functions which require cookie. And also we can utilize the Python because sometimes we need to automate this process. And usually the payload to test local file inclusion is this one. And although sometimes, again, we need to use this double dots and slash to navigate parent directories. And in this case, sometimes we need to put enough quantity of these double dots and slash to find the root directory of the machine. Okay, of course I'm talking about Linux. Similarly, we can do this for the Windows machine, but in this video I'm only concerned with Linux machine. Okay, so in such a case, Python will help a lot, which can help us automate this this finding process. Okay, I will show you all of them here. So how to do? Let me go back to the browser and let me launch. We need to set the proxy of first, and then we can launch Burp Suite. And we can click Next button to start Burp Suite Community Edition. And make the Burp Suite to be the maximum. And then we can, at the top, we can navigate to Proxy tab, enable intercept option. Now let's go back to the browser and refresh this page. And as you can see over here, Burp Suite has intercepted the request for us. And then we can right-click and send this request to repeater or module. And then we can navigate to repeater module and manipulate the request, sometimes including request header or request body. In this case, we can focus on request header only, particularly or specifically URL or address part. Okay, for example, here we can put password and send it, and we can get back the content of password file. This means the application exists local file inclusion vulnerability. Of course, in this case we are very lucky. We do not need to put the double dots, okay, for example, and send it. So this case, we failed to retrieve, and we can put enough number of such things. Okay, maybe we can send it one more time. So as before, we can get back content of password file. I'm sure you know what I'm doing here. This just try to navigate to root directory of the target machine, and then find the target file, password file. Okay, so up to this point, I have already demonstrated how to use Burp Suite to test file inclusion vulnerability. In the real engagement, we cannot stop here. We cannot stop at this point. Besides retrieving password file, we can try to retrieve more sensitive files. Okay, for example, like configuration file, like a bash history file, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now let's close up Burp Suite. And next, I'm going to demonstrate how to use command line like a Q command to test this vulnerability. Okay, so how to do? Let me go back and refresh, and we can copy, and we can, of course, if you simply copy this URL, oh sorry, we can copy. And this will not work, right? Because we need to configure a cookie. So how to do? Maybe it's safer to use single quotes to wrap the address. So how to configure cookie when we use Q command? Very simple, just cookie. But where to get it? Where to get cookie value? You can use Burp Suite to get a cookie, but we can take easy way. Okay, for example, we can open the developer tool and navigate to storage, and here we can find a cookie. We can copy. This is the key name of the cookie, equals to, this is the value, and another key pair is security equal low. Okay, so now we can retrieve the file what we want, and next we can try to retrieve the password file. Okay, and let's scroll up. You can see we can successfully retrieve the content of password file. This again means the target application exists file inclusion vulnerability. Okay, and if you want, you can put the double dots to navigate. Okay, you got an idea, right? So next I'm going to demonstrate how to use Python to automate this process, because sometimes, you know, this payload cannot work, and we need to put such things, I mean the double dots and the slash, to find correct payload. And because we don't know the exact location of the current file. Current file, I mean this file, okay? This file, or the location of the current script on the server side, okay? So how to do? And we can navigate to network, and we can refresh this page, and then we can right-click this request and copy as Q command. And next, maybe I need to paste new request, and we can copy this Python code to clipboard, and then we can utilize the VS Code editor to create our own program. Oh, sorry, code. And we can, for example, we can call it like inclusion test and paste here. Okay, we just what we need is to do some small modifications. We can import a time module. Oh, sorry, time module. Yes, and we can define the function, and we can indent all of following lines. Okay, but here we need to have a for loop for I in range. And we can call it like we can call it I So we can, because here, we just, what I mean. Password. But if, I don't think so, we can use. Okay. But if I equal 0, and the full password, okay, else okay. So next we can indent the lines below. So if I equals 0 and the pass, okay, I made a mistake. So the parameter just not this one. I don't think so. For pass, okay. When I equals 1, and the for pass would be like this: 1, when I equals 1, right? You got my idea, right? So now we can print out. Oh, so if root in response text, this means we have already found the correct path. I do not want to break because I want you to see the entire process. Also, I think we can print out the response URL. Okay. So now we can save this program and call this function, what we defined. Test. Okay, save. Now we can bring back terminal window and run it. Hit enter. Oh, import time module. And also I think we can introduce delay between each request, time sleep. Okay. If you want, we can print some separator. Okay, save and run this program one more time. So found the first payload works, and also this one. Okay, so I think, of course, I think this should be 6 or 7, whatever. Above this number, all payload will work. Okay, so with that being tested, that's pretty much it for this video. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a good day, please.